The first card that came up for you all, Aquarius, for the month or mid-month of January is the same as the Death card in traditional tarot. They call it here the Lord of Shadows. So really what I like to call it is the transformation card, because very rarely does it signify physical death. It is most of the time about us transforming our lives, transforming people around us, situations that are life-changing. And as you can see, this is like the shadow, and she's watching the man and the boy walk into the meadow, and with this butterfly above, flying above. And butterflies are always about transformation and blossoming into another type of feeling, of human, of situation, of being. There's the well for water. So, this may very well be a time that, you're starting to notice, hey, this is a new beginning of the year. This is the mid-month. I feel like things definitely are changing for me. You may be feeling that. She's watching here in the pauses of the shadows, watching them actually transform. That's interesting to me. A life in transition with the obstacles to become clearer. So it may be that, excuse me, you feel like, there's been a lot of shadows and clouds in my life, and you're not really knowing how those have come about. There's the opportunity for the clearness and the view, the clarity of, say, like your work situation, of your life. I meant home, but that is life. Your home and life situation, the person you're with. Has it seemed a little foggy and not totally clear? Is this the best relationship for you? Or is this for keeps? It doesn't have to be. It can just be fun while it's there. But it does feel like if it's a relationship, it has transformed you. You feel transformed and different than you did before. Even, 6-8 months ago, 6-8 weeks ago for some of you. The veil between the worlds is becoming thinner and thinner, between the spiritual world and the human world. So that's another sign this indicates, as well as a refusal to accept some things that just need to be let go of. Sometimes in our life it's, excuse me, I ate some peanuts a minute ago, or some nuts, and they're stuck in my throat a little bit. I'm doing fine, though. I drank some water. But sometimes in our life, we need to let go of certain judgments about ourselves, about others, about how things should be, about why aren't we married, and I feel like I should because everybody in society tells me that I should be. Hold on, I must need another drink of water. Hold on that thought. Thank you. So it could be the implications of society's messages and society's way of thinking. You all, Aquarius, are very forward thinking. You're sort of the pioneers in leading the path, and innovators. So don't let any hiccups or situations or people or society or commercials or what's on TV or any of the political or any of that make you think, oh, well, this is, maybe am I doing the right thing? This card is transformation. This is about you developing into what your best self, your highest self, and taking control of that. It could be in a relationship, or it could be with your work as well. What you do in life, stepping out of that comfort zone and into what really makes your heart sing, and dropping what doesn't serve you. That comes up a lot. I know when I talk to my, any client or even friends or compadres, letting things drop that don't serve your highest good anymore. It's easy to say, it's a little bit more challenging to do, but a lot of times life will move us in a direction that just makes us do that. It makes us drop those things, whether it's we have to move or we have a medical procedure because our thoughts really do control our body and how our body feels. So sometimes we need to recognize that some limited ways of thinking aren't in our best interest. So again, this is actually a very positive card. So, and I want you all to look at it that way. This comes after the Hanged Man, by the way. So the Hanged Man takes time out. He's not really, he may be hanging, but it's of his own accord. He wants to. He wants to take a pause because he needs to discern and figure things out. So now this is transformation. Okay, so on to the next card is the King of Cups. In this particular deck, they call him the King of Chalices, and he is a master at his emotions. He's a compassionate man, a loving man, a giving man. It seems like he's come up quite a bit in the readings the last several months. Oops, let me get him out of the spotlight there. Here's a little bit, look at that. Here's a little bit too much in the spotlight. Because, the caution with this card is that not to overdo. Interesting. Because you see all the food around him. There's the turkey and the cheesecake. There's the beautiful, look like bluebonnets. And as you can see, flying near the cup is the bee, and that's of abundance. So he has plenty of abundance, but it's not to overdo food, drink. You can overdo anything. You can overdo meditation. You could overdo cleansing your body, detoxifying. Sometimes our bodies are like, I need to release, but don't do it too quickly. Our bodies are a very perfect vessel, and sometimes we don't need to overthink it. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. So if you're detoxifying after the holidays, sorry, I was looking down at the other cards, then, and if you feel like you ate too much or overdid, just be careful with it. This guy is oftentimes a counselor or a holistic healer or a doctor. So it may be that some of you have maybe the medical thing or the holistic thing. You just feel like you need a new tune-up from someone. Get your body in shape. Could be a therapist. Oh, and also this is a water sign, of course. So it's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So if this is a man in your life who is the doctor, the healer, the counselor, he's very much taking on the compassion of especially the Cancer or the Scorpio, or the intuition of the compassion of the Cancer or the Pisces, and the intuition, of course, of all three, and the directness of the Scorpio. So maybe you need to hear something from this guy. Maybe it is that he's going to help you transform, or his way of being, opening your heart, because he could also because when you open your heart, there could be a social situation that could come up. And it may not be one that you're interested in, and you may say, I'm not up for that, or it's not for me. But if you do, and it turns out that you meet somebody that could be very beneficial, or possibly a love interest, but it could be someone beneficial for just a friendship like minds. Take advantage of that, because it could be for your own self-improvement, and that's what this theme is going on here. For Capricorn, I just did Capricorn, and theirs was a lot about balance and diplomacy, and yours is transformation, Aquarius. Let's see what else in this King of Chalices. There's a lot of green in these two cards, and then the blue comes up. This is Thistle. It's for connections and empowerment and independence. So connections. Okay, I was just talking about social engagement, social gatherings. Yeah, that may come up for some of you. Even, after the holidays, there's always social stuff. I could go to this event, or I could go to this meetup, or I could go to this party, and I'll see who's there, and just not expect anything, but be open. Open your heart. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, the third card for you guys, Aquarius, is it's called the Greensman in this particular deck, and it's the Fool, the first of the major arcana cards in traditional tarot. So as you can see in this particular card, this deck is a little bit different. It's very earth oriented. So the greensman is like the god of nature, right? So he's looking down at those like sort of teenagers. They're playing the flute and they're dancing and the dog is being joyful and they're just being very naive and open to life. And if you think about the traditional major arcana fool, it's this young guy he has like a knapsack. He doesn't even have a knapsack. He has like a hobo, like a stick and a little bit of a bag hanging from that. Like he's taking very few of his possessions. He's really not sure where he's going. They call him the fool because he's just very naive. But he's starting on a new journey, and I'm hearing mystical journey. I don't know why that just came up for me for you guys. A new mystical journey. Well, it could feel very mysterious, but also mystical. Like you're opening up new adventures and paths in your life that you've never experienced, or mystical meaning spiritual for some of you. It might be that you're on a spiritual path, and to be naive and open. And this one guy has a shirt off, so he's not afraid of baring his soul. That's what that indicates to me. Some of you, it may be differently. So this is very much about, watching for synchronicities. Synchronicities are those times when, oh, what is it? We're thinking about someone and then they call. Or, we text someone and then they say, oh, I was just thinking about you. It's many, many others. It doesn't have to be via phone. It can be like we see something on the ground that reminds us of our grandmother. Something happened to me recently, and it was pretty amazing. So if I remember before the end of this reading, I'll let you all know. But it's not a coincidence, it's a synchronicity. So follow those little hints and messages and numbers on the clock, the 444 and the 555. And if you pay attention to the angel numbers, of course, the 444, your angels watching over you and guiding you. And the 555 is about change in your life. And so it might be fun for some of you to, look at watch the numbers on the clock and on the license plates. And if you open a book, there's still such thing as books, then look at the number of the page. Or I say look at, if you happen to glance at it. These always happen when we're not expecting. Like, say you look up and you just notice that the clock is 3:33. Well, that's interesting. And then you notice it again. So this pattern continues, is what I'm trying to say. So those are synchronicities. It's really just about enjoying the opportunities that life have to offer. So while you're transforming here, and then you have this essence of this person, I do feel like this is the one person you're reading, or this essence of this King of Cups, this doctor, this healer, this person you meet at a social gathering who could be very beneficial to you in some way or another. And then feeling open and like free and anew, and you want to change your hair, you want to wear your makeup, you want to it could be a number of things. Go on a day trip or plan a trip that's far off, and just for the heck of it. Okay, so let's pull some clarification cards. That's fun. I like how your spread has moved along here from getting past to new, to the new, going towards the new. All right, so this is Aquarius. What comes up for Aquarius? Well, interesting. All right, the Chariot in reverse. Okay, well, I was just saying that I was talking about the Chariot a minute ago, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe that was Capricorn. So the Chariot is about moving forward, and you see he has the different colors, the yin and the yang. So there's the light and the dark. And the stars in the background. So it's moving forward out of situations that have been good or maybe not so good, but there's transformation along with them. I feel like you all have had to get past this. Maybe it's a fear of moving forward. Maybe you've been fearful and you just haven't. And life, I was talking about that earlier. So life is like saying, okay, you're going to transform. We're going to help you. So maybe you've been sort of stuck on this not moving forward. So now you have reason to. Okay, let's see what else comes up. That's interesting. That came out in reverse. The Nine of Swords. All right. So this is about our thinking, our fears, our thoughts. Some of you may have stayed up late at night and worrying or crying or doubts or worries, and it can be about where you are in life or your money or your finances. Maybe not I don't mean you're having a breakdown, but you're up at night thinking about it. And you've tried really hard, struggled to a point to achieve some things. It's like, is this working? And I think that's, again, these cards feel like to me, this could be of why these cards have come out, why this one especially. Yeah, and Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and I shuffled these really well, and this came out as one of the clarification cards for the last sign. So it could be too that your work is, you've been working hard and you need to take a pause. And it doesn't feel like to totally abort a mission or to let go and just say, oh, no more of that. I don't want anything to do with that particular project. But it is about taking time out to contemplate and think on it. I feel like with Mercury retrograde, hopefully you had some time to do this. If not, this may be something that just when you can, take some time by yourself. Go out in nature. Even if it's, chilly, wrap up. All right, Page of Swords comes up. So this is an air sign. This is not particularly a court card. It is the Page of Swords, though, so it can be about Aquarius because it's an air sign. So it feels like, you all have been, and I'm hearing the word vindicated about your ideas and vindicated to yourself. It's interesting. Your thoughts, you're feeling vindicated by whatever actions have turned out, and maybe you haven't bragged about, oh, I was right about that, but to yourself you feel like you're redeemed. I know that sounds very broad, but that's what came up. Interesting, Aquarius. Sharp mind, sharp ideas, ready to take action in your ideas. So maybe you've known all along that an opportunity would work and you were right about it, but you didn't say, I told you so to people, or maybe you're right that it didn't and you were still not boastful, but you knew it somehow. You knew some things. Okay, then the King of Rods comes up. So he's the master of his inventiveness, of his creativity. I love that it came up besides the Fool card, because I was talking about inventing your new you. Comes up with transformation and the Fool. So now you're ready to go on your merry way. And the King has mastered that. He's like a wise guy. He's inventive, like I said, creative. He's spun magic when he's needed to in situations of authority. Here's the Lion. So this is by the way, a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. It could be that someone of Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo has been of benefit to you, or at least shown you new light. It can be you taking on those aspects, but I'm noticing this Lion here. Let me see what I get here. I'm noticing the pink on his staff, so it feels like rose quartz. Rose quartz has to do with universal love, and so it could be that this person has a big sense of meaning to you. It kind of goes back to the King of Chalices. I feel like somebody is going to be suggesting or offering other ways for you to, for balance in your life. I know I said I got that with Capricorn, or ways to achieve certain accomplishments you want to achieve. I think that's part of who this person is, Aquarius. Be a fire sign who's very passionate, and maybe they've achieved, if I can talk, some of the things that you'd like to. So if you see someone on the internet and you're thinking, wow, they have an awesome website and they're doing great, or it's a celebrity or someone famous, and they just have that fire, that passion, you may want to just follow them, acclimate to that way of doing it. Not completely be that person, but take some ideas. We don't always have to reinvent the wheel. This person feels like there's a soft rose quartz, but then there's the Lion. And he's very, very focused. Like orange, this carnelian. This is second chakra. So that's about feminine intuition, creativity again. All right, one more. And then the Judgment card. So this is rebirth. Yay, Aquarius. I love that this is the last card. The rebirth, as you can see, the children are standing in the water. They're naked. They don't have any clothes on because they're waving up to this angel who's tooting the horn and saying, I can be the way for you. And so this, out of this transformation and this, what called the death card, is rebirth for you. I love that. That's the number 20 of the major arcana cards. So that's definitely a new you. All right, let's go ahead and, let me add up these cards, and I'll do that both numerologically and match them to the number to the major arcana card.